Roma, so here's what I've run against every option team I've faced in the last 10 years. I got this from Southern Miss. We ran it against Linden, I think that 1 year. Basically, here's your alignments. You got it head up, head up. These two backers are head up to guards, but their toes are at the heel line depth of these guys. They're in flexes. This guy's your best defensive player. He's about 6 yards deep over the ball. And then your four best coverage guys, and then your ends. Now, if you're a 3-3 team, you know, one of these guys can be your linebacker. This could be one of your safeties, however you want to spread it up, but that's the basic alignment. Option rule-wise, it's pretty simple. We're going to tell these guys their only rule is to put the screws of their helmet on the kneecap of the dive back. So they are head-up leverage, shooting that gap, low, 4 crawl if you have to, put the screws of your helmet on his knee. These guys are wide enough that they cannot get reached. They get across the line of scrimmage and they are working flat down the line. They are quarterback counter guys. Okay. He is freed up. He has no true responsibility other than to make plays. These two guys, they have a very simple rule. They're looking at this back and they are reading the clock. The clock is very simple. Okay, there's my clock that I drew around the back. If he steps into this area, his first step is forward. He steps into that part of the clock. You are shooting the A gap. Okay? If he steps flat away from you into this portion of the clock, you are shooting opposite A gap. If he steps to you flat in this portion of the clock, you are shooting C gap. Okay? These two guys have the same rule. I'll show you what that looks like. He steps forward. They run and dive. They're shooting. They're both blitzing the A gaps. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders for 1, 2, 3 blockers on dive. One of those guys, these guys, all 4 of these guys are taking the dive back. So you have them outnumbered. One of them will be unblocked on the dive. If they run some type of speedy or some type of power load option where he steps flat, his rule to me in that portion of the clock, I'm going C. His rule to me, that portion of the clock, opposite A. So you get fast scrape to the play. There is no threat of dive here if he goes away. So you're always going to outnumber them because now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders. So with these rules and these flex backers, you can always outnumber them. I don't know if you remember, this was Berth and Isset when we did this, and we were pretty successful with it. And then this was Swordfinger. Okay. So that's how you stop the dive. Again, this guy's freed up. Now the coverage is where it gets a little more interesting. You are in a true zero look. The dive back isn't an option because these two guys are on him, okay, the flexes. You're in a 2-0 look. If there's no motion, then you lock it just like this. And there's no, it's pretty basic. If there is motion, they give you that look, which these teams love to do that. These guys flip responsibilities. I am screaming downhill, and I'm taking that back, which also puts me on pitch. As soon as I see that motion, I'm screaming across the field, and I'm picking up this wing, looking for pass, or helping on the counter read. If I start flying across the field, this guy goes in motion, this wing steps this way, it's counter. Counter, 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 scream counter, redirect, scream counter, get this guy going that way. Okay, so QB, pitch, dive, freed up. He doesn't have a responsibility. He can go kill whoever he wants. And then you're manned up outside. There it is, homie.